welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What's for Dinner. If you're new here, I am Taylor and I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to give you guys some dinner ideas. Tonight is Friday and we are having taco spaghetti. If you've been here a while, you've seen this before. I will leave the link to the full recipe down below in the description box and up in the cards. Tonight I'm doing it a little bit differently, and because I have so many people here that may not have seen this before, I'm gonna walk you guys through it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the ingredients and then we're gonna get started. Okay, so I have 1 box of spaghetti noodles that I have already cooked. I just did this about an hour ago because I wanted it to be quick, because I also already cooked my ground beef. Yesterday we bought a bunch of ground beef at Sam's Club, and when I divided it up to freeze some, I was like, let me just go ahead and throw this in a pan because I know I'm going to be making it tomorrow. So I cooked that up. It's just plain cooked ground beef. I'm going to heat it up over here. I'm going to heat it up with some taco seasoning. And then original recipe, I use Greek yogurt, but sometimes I just don't have it on hand, and I usually always have sour cream, so I use sour cream most of the time. Pretty much the same flavor, but yeah. So I'm going to use half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, somewhere in there, of the sour cream, and then usually I use Rotel or the generic Rotel, and it's a smaller can, but we're going to do this bigger can of red gold petite diced tomatoes and green chilies. And then, as always, our favorite enchilada sauce, Old El Paso red enchilada sauce, mild. And then the big thing that's different is the Velveeta. Usually I use the blocks of Velveeta, which takes a little while to melt and it's a little bit more expensive. So overall, it makes the dish cost a little bit more, and it makes it take longer to prepare because you want the cubed Velveeta to be fully melted before you put it in your casserole dish and bake it. So I had the idea to try this cheese sauce. I know that I like the cheese sauce, but I've never really tried it in any recipes, and Tamara's always talking about the cheese sauce, so it made me kind of think to do this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 packets or 3 packets. We will see. Usually I do 16 ounces of the big block of Velveeta. So we will see how it looks as I mix it together and see if I want to do 2 or 3. And then we just need some cheddar cheese to top it with. Okay, what do we think?
It's yummy.
Yummy?
It's yummy.
Just as good as it always is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I think too. The cheese worked out pretty good. And at first I was thinking it wasn't as spicy as it usually is. And I was thinking it was because of the different tomatoes. Because usually, like I said, I use Rotel. But after a couple more bites, it tasted a little bit more spicy. So maybe it's fine the way it is. But that is what's for dinner for Friday.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's Saturday and tonight for dinner we are just having leftovers. I planned it this way because I knew I would not want to cook dinner after we came home from my cousin's play. So this is the kids. I just topped it with some extra cheese, and then mine I topped with some extra Ortega taco sauce. I can't talk. Ortega taco sauce. And then we are going to have it tonight with some guacamole. So I'm probably going to put mine on top of my noodles, but the kids are probably just going to dip some chips in it. We have these Azteca salted white corn tortilla chips. Picked these up at Dollar Tree. They're pretty good. $1 for a big old bag of tortilla chips. Not a bad deal. But yeah, that is our dinner for Saturday. It's Sunday, and tonight for dinner we are having breakfast. If you saw the meal plan back on Monday, you know that I said that Andy had a store manager meeting and they were like gonna go have dinner and have their little meeting at dinner. So that meant that me and the kids could have whatever we wanted, and we never had breakfast because Andy doesn't really like breakfast for dinner. He likes breakfast for breakfast. So that's what me and the kids are having tonight. I'm gonna make some blueberry waffles with the last of some blueberries that we have. The air fryer is going right now with some bacon. I'm gonna make probably some scrambled eggs and maybe even some hash browns. We will see. Okay, so here's everything we made. We made bacon, blueberry waffles. The first two ended up not coming out very great. They're like falling apart. I realized before I made the third one that I didn't have it on high, and usually I cook it on high and never have a problem. So they were like coming out underdone. No, I was having a hard time getting them out of there even when I cooked it more. The third one, I was already so frustrated that I accidentally overfilled it. So we have a mess. But that'll be an easy cleanup. And then I did make hash browns in the air fryer. Those cooked for 11 minutes and I turned them halfway through. So there's those. And then some cheese eggs. I'm gonna make our plates. Okay, here is Lily's plate. She does not have syrup because she doesn't like syrup because she's strange.
And I want syrup.
And Elijah's has syrup on it, and then mine has syrup on it. And that is what's for dinner for Sunday.
Bye. Bye.
Hey guys, it's Monday, and tonight for dinner we are having one pot barbecue chicken pasta. We've had this before. It's really good. It's from Damn Delicious, and it is damn delicious. So for this, you're going to need some rotini noodles. So I have these, some milk, cheese, pepper. It also calls for salt, but because I'm not using chicken broth, I'm using the chicken bouillon. I usually leave out the salt. So that, 2 cups of water with the chicken bouillon, some petite diced tomatoes, barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's, got some minced garlic. It calls for an onion, but I do half an onion diced, and then 4 slices of diced up bacon, and 1 chicken breast cut up into about 1-inch pieces. I'm going to start off by cooking the bacon until it's nice and brown and crispy, and then we're going to add the chicken to that. Once the chicken is mostly cooked through, you're going to add in the garlic and onion and cook, stirring often until the onions have become transparent. Then we're going to stir in the chicken broth, tomatoes, milk, red pepper flakes, pasta, salt, and pepper. Bring to a boil, and then cover and reduce heat to simmer until the pasta is cooked through. For me, this took about 10 minutes. Then you're going to stir in the barbecue sauce and cheese until heated through about 1 to 2 minutes. Alright, and here is dinner. We were just having that with the salad. So I've got that green leaf lettuce, some ranch, some shaved carrot, and some tomatoes. These are the snacking tomatoes from Kroger. They're really good. And there's Lily's plate, and there's Elijah's plate He likes salad a lot, so he has a lot of that and just a little bit of the noodles and some carrots. And that is dinner for Monday. Hey guys, it's Tuesday, and tonight for dinner we are having spaghetti and meatballs. I'm using this air fryer Parmesan meatballs recipe again. It's pretty quick and easy to put together. So for that, you're going to need 2 pounds of ground beef, which is what I have in here. You could probably cut this in half pretty easily. And then I've got some minced garlic back here, some Italian seasoning, some plain breadcrumbs. It called for Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, but I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate. I think that's what I did last time. Got some Worcestershire sauce, 2 eggs, some Parmesan cheese, and some onion powder, and some salt and pepper. And basically I'm just going to mix all that together. I'm going to use my KitchenAid for that because it makes it easier. Just get it all mixed together, and then I'm going to roll them into balls and put them in my air fryer for, I think I did about 14 minutes last time on 350. So we're going to try that and see how it goes in my new air fryer. Okay, so this is the first time I'm making the meatballs in the Secura air fryer, and I love it. It's so big. So I was able to fit all of the meatballs in there. They are touching some, which doesn't bother me. I will just make sure that like I check on them and stir them some, so they don't like cook together, because they will shrink down and then they will kind of stick together some. So you just stir them up, then it'll keep them separated. So I'm going to go ahead and start them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 meatballs in there. That is awesome, because I think I was only able to fit 9 packed this tightly in my small Castore one. Okay, because I had the meatballs in there so jam-packed, it took 18 minutes, and I didn't really have to stir them. They didn't really stick together. I'm about to scoop them out and go ahead and place them in the sauce and let them simmer in there for just a few minutes, and then we'll be ready to eat. Here's my plate. I just have the meatballs and sauce on top of some spaghetti noodles, and then I topped it with some more of the shredded Parmesan cheese. Just me and Andy eating right now. Lily went to dinner with her grandpa earlier this evening to Mexican, and Elijah requested leftover mac and cheese, so that made it easy for me. And now me and Andy are having this for dinner. We have plenty to have meatball subs in the next couple of days. That is what's for dinner for Tuesday. Hey guys, it's Wednesday, and tonight for dinner we are having these Cuban pork burgers. This is actually a recipe from HelloFresh. I was planning on showing you guys putting this together, but I was having technical difficulties with my SD card, and I wasn't able to get it like working before I started dinner. I got it working like in between me making dinner, but yeah, so I didn't get to film that. But I will let y'all know if we like it, and I will of course have the recipe linked down below. But this is ground pork, and to it we added some cumin, seasoned salt, and pepper. And then it has some Monterey Jack cheese on top, and then some dill pickle slices, and then a sauce that I made with mayo, Dijon mustard, some sugar, and some pepper. And to go with that on the side, we are just having some fries, and I will of course be adding some ketchup, with some black pepper. And here are the kids' plates as well. And for dessert, what do we make for dessert?
Some pies.
Some pies. This is for our kids' cooking video, which by the time you're seeing this What's for Dinner video, it went up on Thursday. So if you're interested in seeing how we made these, they don't look the greatest, but I'm sure they're going to taste great.
Yeah.
If you're interested in seeing that, go back and check out the kids' cooking video. It'll be linked down below as well. But that is What's for Dinner for Wednesday.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, it's Thursday, and tonight for dinner we're going to be having meatball subs, and I'm going to try to make some little sub rolls for the first time ever. Should be pretty much like making regular bread, but I've never tried it. Thought I would try it this week. But before we get into making the bread, I wanted to update y'all on last night's burgers. They were pretty good. I didn't mind the pork as a burger. My only complaint is that they were pretty heavy on the cumin, so if I do make them again, I would probably cut the amount of cumin that we added in half, because they were basically cumin flavored burgers. It was a little overwhelming, but we liked the pork, and I actually ate it with the pickle, and the sauce that went on it was really delicious. So I will make sure I leave the link down below so that you guys can check that out. But now let's go ahead and get into this bread. Okay, I found this recipe for sub rolls on Pinterest. It says it is homemade Subway Italian bread adapted from Bless This Mess. I will leave the link to it down below. For that, we will need 1 cup of warm water, which I'm going to go ahead and add in because we are going to dissolve the 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1.5 tablespoons of yeast in that, and we're going to let that sit for 5 minutes till it gets bubbly. Now that that is all foamed up, we are going to add the salt, olive oil, and 1 cup of the flour and start mixing it. And then I'll add another cup of flour, mix it, and then we're going to add the rest of the flour 1/4 cup at a time until a soft dough is formed. Alright, I formed the dough into a ball, and now I'm going to cover it and let it rise for 30 minutes. Okay, the dough has arisen for the 30 minutes. I'm going to take this ball of dough out and I'm going to divide it into 4 pieces. Then I'm going to roll them into rectangles and then kind of like roll it up into little bread loaves. Then I'm going to cover them and let them rise for another hour. Okay, it has been 35 minutes and these have already doubled in size, so I am preheating my oven and I'm going to get these in there for 25 minutes until they are golden brown. Okay, Okay, bread is out of the oven. It's nice and golden brown. And now I'm going to brush them with butter and cover them again and let them completely cool before slicing them open and making our meatball subs. Here is dinner. So I just took the meatballs and sauce from the other night and put it in this pan on the stove and reheated everything. And then put it on the sub rolls that I cut in half. Topped it with some mozzarella cheese. And those are our meatball subs. And then for the broccoli, I just roasted it in the air fryer with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And since the kids have been eating sandwiches so good recently, like Sloppy Joe's, grilled chicken sandwich, the burger last night, I decided to let them try the meatball sub. Because usually when we have meatball subs, they just have leftover spaghetti. But there are no leftover spaghetti noodles because Andy took that for work. So I decided we're just going to try meatball subs tonight. And if they don't eat it, they can just pick the meatballs off and eat it with a fork. And then eat the bread on the side. Whatever they want to do. And then broccoli as well. This is Elijah's plate because he is my broccoli lover. So he has a ton of broccoli. That is going to wrap up this week's What's for Dinner. If you like my What's for Dinner videos and you like getting dinner inspiration, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!